Good morning.
Good morning.
We have Adele was early.
She was way early.
Yeah. Hey Laura, good to see you. Let me know if the audio visual is okay.
I can hear you good.
Good. Usually I have a mic on if I'm by myself, but if I have a guest up, I have to unplug my mic because I don't have one of them that everybody uses, one of them headsets. So, those headsets are a mic and you can hear at the same time. I don't have one. So anytime I have someone come up, I got to unplug the mic so I can hear you.
Okay.
But as long as it sounds good still, that's all that matters. Thanks, Laura.
I did end up with a mic.
Oh, nice. So how does that work? Like, you have mic, you plug it into your computer, but how do you still hear if you're taking up that port?
I have speakers.
Well, see, so if you put an external speaker on too, you can still hear what people are saying even when the mic's plugged in?
Yes.
Okay. So if I just use the computer speakers with a mic plugged in, that's why I don't hear nothing?
It could be.
Because I don't understand how it works. Price tag, man. I just saw your video. I watched your video this morning on your Hydro review. It was pretty good. And I also watched you on Mexicali's live stream. Hey, Haas. I met Haas here actually frequently comes to my daily live streams. So it's good to see you. Appreciate you coming in.
Good morning.
We got Jim, Happy Place Aquatics up here. We're just going to hang out together this morning. He's a little mad at me because I got him up early, though.
No, I was actually up already.
Were you?
Wasn't my intention. I ain't going to lie to you. I went to bed kind of early last night. For me, early on a Friday night is anything before 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like 12:45. I was done. I had a long day yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I go to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock, man. When it comes around, but I'm also up at 5:30. Yeah.
5:30 comes early. That's not me. That's not my day.
It does, and the crappy thing about it now is I have mild sleep apnea, so I have a pretty good insurance, and they're going to pay for it, right? And they paid for the at-home sleep study test and all that stuff, right? But if I don't use that thing a minimum of 4 hours every night because they monitor it, the insurance company won't pay for it, and I'll be stuck with it. It's like $1,000. So I have to make sure I'm using that thing, and if I don't get up at 5:30, my dogs are waking me up. So come 5:30, 6 in the morning, I have to get up. So I need to make sure that I've been using that machine prior to that for at least 4 hours. And it does make a big difference. It really does help me a lot. Hey, Tommy, good to see you.
Good morning, Tommy. Good morning, Lori. Or Laura, I should say. She yelled at me last time when I mispronounced her name.
Are you able to see chat? Do you have that guest app?
I do.
Or you could see what she said here to you?
I am normally a night owl. Typically, I am definitely a night guy. The chat is on the side for me.
Okay. I got to download that guest app, I think. Is that what's called a guest app?
It's if you're doing it on your phone.
Okay.
If you're doing it on a computer, it should just be the regular StreamYard app.
Okay. So yeah, because I have been hearing I've had people up before, and they can't see chat unless I do this, like Ross Baltimore and all that, which I haven't heard from him lately. Where's he been?
I don't know. I've seen him the other night on, I think it was Garcia's.
Okay. Haas works from home. I enjoy watching while working. Your tanks are a lovely distraction. I appreciate it, Haas. I'd love to add music to those. I want to do it in the worst way, but I don't know how to do it without getting a copyright. Now, I have noticed since I've got monetized the YouTube studio, I've unlocked a creator's music thing that I can tab. So I'm assuming if I go live, like on my laptop where I have access to all the features for YouTube Studio, I'm wondering if I could add music that way from their audio library.
You may be able to.
But I'd have to leave the laptop running all day, and the camera isn't near as good as the phone cameras. It's easy, it's a give and take no matter what you do.
My computer camera was bad. When I was first doing my live streams, they were terrible. So I even bought a new camera.
Yeah.
Morning, June.
One of those ones you just hang on the top like an external webcam.
Yeah, it's just an external webcam.
June, good to see you. Price tag's in. Teal Star is another one that visits my daily live streams. Anyone ever grow silly in a gravel substrate aquarium without seeing it? So this is a plant. You got to use, for me, with those big scientific terms, you got to throw that out the door and tell me what they call it on the shelf at the store. I don't know what a Leoacris. I mean, it sounds maybe on the lines of like an Acarus plant. I know that one. Hoss, this is Jim from Happy Place Aquatics. He's made some waves in the YouTube community. Met you, what, about 4 or 5 months ago or so?
5 months ago, something like that, yeah.
And he's been making waves, tearing it up, friends in high places, and doing real good. Everybody likes him, and I certainly enjoy hanging out with him. Appreciate you, Teal.
Yeah, I jump in every morning on your live stream. I'll hit the thumbs up. I'll ask you for feeding them dog chow. You know?
Well, Garcia got on the one. I think it was yesterday. He jumped in because we were messing with you, and so was he. And he goes, "That tank's too small for those Oscars." All caps. Hairgrass. Oh, okay. I tried dwarf hairgrass one time, and I failed miserably. It all died. If I was going to try to do a hairgrass tank, I'd probably go ahead with a dirted tank because I know it would take off really well. Myself. Do you ever try to grow hairgrass, Jim?
No, sir.
I love it. It's the one that makes it look like a grassy field in your tanks that people do. But last time I tried it years ago, they all died. I never tried it again. But they were tissue cultures.
I've heard good things and bad things about tissue cultures.
Yeah, me too. And I've tried it once, and it wasn't good for me. Now, I feel like if I would have set up like a 20-gallon long or a 10-gallon dirted tank, Sam Captain did it, I bet you it would have done real well.
Probably.
Have you thought about pre-recording, then releasing a premiere so the chat and you can still visit? Then all devices are free. But that's a good idea. I have thought about it, but I kind of actually forgot about it. That'd be cool. Maybe I could add music to it that way somehow, and then just let it play. And then I don't have a device streaming all day. That's a good idea. I'm gonna look into that, Haas. Appreciate it. It's only been 5 months. June keeps track of everything.
Yeah. Hello there.
Thank you very much. Any education is tremendously helpful to me. Very cool, too. Well, we got a whole bunch of them. Jim's knowledgeable. There's a whole fish fam full of it. I don't have dirted tanks, but I need to invest soon. It works really well. I'm very, very impressed with my dirted tanks, Laura. Or Teal. Laura says she's trying to do some hairgrass immerse, but it's still, I don't know if the plant's just hard or what, but I sucked at it. This is my sister, Tara. Hi. Glad
Hello.
to see you coming in. Plants will grow in sand and gravel. Yes, they will. I've had gravel tanks and plants just go, but I do find I'm not going to say you have to, but I find if you do boost them a little bit with a good liquid fertilizer, it helps a lot. Hey, Mad Max, good to see you, buddy.
You know, I've got my Planet Purple Clown Puke tank. That's what I call it. And somebody mentioned something to me, so I've been trying it. I occasionally have a fish that will pass away in the tank, and I will take that fish and I will bury it underneath of the plant in the substrate.
Yeah.
That tank is just, those plants have taken off tremendously since I've done that. Can't do it all the time, though, because you will have an ammonia spike if you do it too much. If you have too many that, drop off.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what do you do? Just one? And
one?
What's the decomposition? How do you know when the fish is decomposed and not like leaching any of the harmful stuff into the aquarium anymore?
That's true. I haven't figured that part out yet, but none of the fish are dying. So
right.
I think I'm doing it when I do it. Say, like I had one pass away 2 days ago. I put it in the substrate. So it's going to probably be there. It'll probably be another month or so before another one passes away or longer. So I figured by then the plants have probably already decomposed and did what they need to do with it.
Okay. I guess what you could do is just test your tanks if you're doing that method once a week or something, just to make sure and keep it in check. Type of thing.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not tested that tank in years. That is the only tank I got that I know that I can throw whatever in it and it'll survive.
Well, I mean, if your fish are doing good, there's really no need to test your tanks. I like to do it weekly with the aquarium co-op test strips, just because I always like to know what my water is doing and just make sure everything's cool. But I don't need to. Your fish will let you know if something's wrong.
Absolutely.
A bunch of Geek said a bunch of these. I'm not quite sure what he means. A bunch of, I'm assuming Schoolie and Van Life is two creators that do premieres rather than streams. Price tag says good morning, Max.
Forgot to say good morning to George. I did.
Did you?
Yeah, good morning, George.
Always good to see Mad Mex and everybody in here. Yeah, Father Fish's YouTube channel had me interested in tanks. Yeah, Father Fish, he's got definitely a cool thing going on over there. I messaged Father Fish. Apparently he was going to use some clips from one of my videos for one of his. I haven't seen it yet. I've been keeping an eye out for it. But he's commented on a couple of my videos, and I contacted him, I want to say a month or two back, on a video he did. And I said, hey, I'd be interested in doing a review on your magic recipe, is what I call it. If you're interested, I have a couple tanks I could set up and make a Father Fish tank. He replied and said he would be interested, but he never got back to me. So I emailed him, never got back to me. So I commented again on his last recent video mentioning it. So I'm hoping he gets it, and the offer's still good, because I'd love to take a spare 10-gallon I have and turn it into a Father Fish tank and just see if it's even better than the regular dirted sand cap tanks that I have set up. I heard it from Father Fish. There you go. Morning, Max. Okay, the dirted tanks I had all had worms and other bugs. Yeah, but that's the good stuff, Jude.
That's free fish food.
It's free fish food. It decomposes other shit, and it just a natural way. He is right. These tanks will take care of themselves if you let them. But for small tanks and small fish, I even asked him. I said, I was joking around on his live stream. I said, hey, Father Fish, how can I make my 125-gallon Oscar tank into a Father Fish tank? He goes, well, let me tell you, don't. You know how them are. They go tear it up. Then somebody actually said you can actually use a nice clay that'll do the same thing that they can't tear up.
We all know Oscars will redecorate a tank. That's just what they do.
Yeah, mine used to be pretty. It used to have nice plants in there, but they tore it up. But June told me you have to kind of give them plants when they're young and grow up with it.
Yeah.
Because they won't tolerate anything new once they get older. I tried to put a big pleco in there one time, and they instantly went after him. I was like, holy crap, I had to get in there and get them back out. They don't tolerate crap. So ppm nitrates. Here's Dean. So, yeah, a couple things I wanted to talk about was just like, and I started touching on it earlier. I kind of forgot what I was going to say about it. But, like, I hear a lot of people complaining about these vertical live streams. And I get it. You don't get the full screen. But, you know, I've had this discussion with other people. And you'll notice that a lot of the bigger channels are doing it now, too. You just simply cannot ignore the fact, if you want your channel to grow, if you're into this, to get your channel to grow and get people to meet you. Honestly, it's how I met a few of these people in here, such as Teal and Dean and others came from them vertical live streams. I don't know if it was 100% Dean, but I've attracted more people to my channel. I've met new friends, as you've seen here, just by doing it, and you just can't beat the views. If I do a live stream like this, it might get 130 to, I've maybe got 200 views. If I vertical stream this, you can double that, and you can double the duration. So I'm getting a heck of a lot more watch time hours, a heck of a lot more views, and I've brought in some more subscribers from doing it. So it's just something you can't ignore. You don't have to do it all the time, but maybe like I'm doing, I'm alternating, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what your thoughts are on the vertical streams. I know what June's are. She comes in mine every time and says I hate it.
I've done a few, just to test them out, and I got about the same views.
You did?
Yeah, I got about the same as I do on my normal.
Mine is always double from what I do on my normal ones.
I mean, I can actually go into YouTube Studio and look at it and see.
Yeah. Never seen what in the Oscars, June. Let's just being sarcastic. Daniel, here's a new name. Every Wednesday, Father Fish lets everyone show and tell their tanks. I've seen that. I've been to those. I've shown my 2 tanks on there a few times. 100% natural aquariums is the way to go. I have a 40 breeder and a small 10 gallon. Yeah, and that's where I'm going for my small tanks, Daniel. Now, of course, the ones that I already have existing set up, I'm not going to go back and change. But the ones I have set up, I got a 20 gallon long and a 10 gallon, and you can't beat it. The plants are blowing the other ones out of the water. Nitrites never go above 5 ppm. You don't have to barely do water changes, just top them off. So I agree with you. But when you get into the larger tanks, especially fish that interact with substrates a lot, and you got bigger tanks and bigger fish, I don't see that method handling something like that.
I don't think I can see the dirt method handling an Oscar at all.
I think it's too much load for a closed system.
Yeah, way too much.
What'd your analytics tell you?
Told me that my normal streams and that vertical that I did the exact same numbers.
That's crazy.
My streams go between 140 and 240. And it's typically where they've been staying.
That's crazy, man. I like to say, because I got one. I think Craig did one and got like 12,000 views. I haven't reached those numbers, but it always doubles for me. 400-500 versus 130 to 200. And even though they're silent streams, I get mixed feelings because I've asked, like Craig's, he can't stand the silent streams, and neither can I. I hate a silent stream. But I got other people that come and say they love it. It's peaceful. It's not a lot of noise. It's just each to their own. Some people are playing it in the background while they work. They can't have the noise. Other people just simply like the silence. So it's a mixed thing. So it's like, should I even worry about putting music on it?
I think the vertical and silent is probably more for a work atmosphere, so you don't get busted, watching something you're not supposed to.
Right.
But where I work at, I could listen to, somebody scream at the top of their lungs all day and nobody would care because it's loud where I work at,
Yeah.
And I'm the boss. So
you the boss.
That's the man.
I think I knew this about June already because she's my YouTube wife.
Uh-oh.
Did you figure out the issue with your join button? I don't know. And I was wondering that. I'm not asking this because I'm asking for memberships. I want to clear that off right off. But I just got monetized and I just got this join button. YouTube Studio says it's set up and I'm using it. But when I go to other people that has memberships, I see a join button. I don't know how it works through StreamYard, but does anybody see? I just need to know to see if it's working. Does anybody see a join button? Or does it say anywhere where you have the option to join? Because I feel like it ain't working. But then I read, I don't know if it was an older thread, but they're saying I guess you have to have 4,000 watch hours to activate that. Well,
yes.
According to YouTube Studio, it says I'm using it and it's active.
I have heard that it has to be 4,000 watch hours.
So have I. So how does that work? Is it 3? Is it 4?
I think 3 gets you partially monetized. 4 is full monetization.
Well, that's correct. And when you hit 3,000, you can get super chats and things like that. And apparently, or when you get 4,000, then you're eligible for ads. But it's looking like my YouTube Studio is telling me at 3. It says I'm using memberships.
No join button.
Okay. I just didn't know if anybody knew that information or not, and they could help me out. I can't stand the vertical streams of videos. Geek hates it. Never seen bugs or worms with the Oscars. Okay. Excuse me. That's because they eat them. So much so that you're starting to see some of the bigger channels play with the vertical live streaming. Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Because he said earlier it helps grow your channel. It really does. It's a massive. You can't ignore it. So, but you want everybody, and you want to try to please everybody as much as possible, which is something that's impossible to do. So my mentality: alternate, do a vertical stream and your normal stream. Because I do like the features that StreamYard offers. Really requires it. You can't follow a chat on mobile with horizontal streaming.
It is a little rough. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. You need a large water volume and a massive substrate layer, but it can be done dirted if you have a fish that don't dig the sand up like your cichlids. I might stop in a vertical live, but I can't stay long. Oh yeah, I got you, Atkins. I've seen you in there. You could probably do a dirted tank with an Oscar if you slate pieces on the bare parts of the sand so that they couldn't dig it up. Well, I heard another way to do it. If you wanted to really do it, people gave me a couple options. If you can even use dirt with them, but the idea was you lay your dirt down, and then you put a layer of that mesh on top of the dirt. That, like, you know what I'm talking about? It's almost like that landscaping mat that you would put down outside that allows water to go through, but yet nothing, no weeds can come up through, right? I guess you can do that and then put your sand cap on top of that, and it prevents them from digging up into the dirt. So that's one method I heard. Small tanks are fun. I've not touched my 10 gallons since set up 6 months ago. My 1.5 40 breeder and gravel at the beginning. I layered aqua oil, a lot of sand, and it's good. Okay, Daniel, appreciate you sharing that. Very cool. Plants and pots. Yep, I see Geek sees a join button. This is what I'm talking about. I can see a join button on my wife's phone, but I can't on my daughter's. My sister, she doesn't see it. Why do some see it and some don't?
It's a good question. I'm going to actually jump over on actual YouTube and look.
Yeah, see there, Atkins says he sees it. June says the memberships are there. Okay. I noticed that the money button. So
there's a join button.
Yep. Yeah, there's 3 tiers, Dean. I set it all up, and YouTube won't let you activate them unless you go through the steps of setting them up. And they actually forced me to make a freaking community post about it in order to finish it. And once I did that, they became active. So I definitely appreciate this feedback. 3,000 allows you to get super chats. 4,000 allows you to actually monetize, so you get income from videos. Right, Tommy. At the 3,000, the only income you can really get from it is if you have memberships, and you can get super chats. But 4,000 is when you can tack the ads on. Now, some people choose to do that. Some people don't. But I certainly appreciate all this input because this is very new to me. 3,000 gets you members and super chats. There it is. I was right. So that's what I thought, Atkins. It's on the right of my chat bar. Okay. What's June say here? Yes, I can ignore vertical everything. They changed the layout. You have to hide the chat to see the thumbs up and join. Okay, Geek. I'll check that out.
Yes, on the vertical streams, you have to hide the chat so you can find the like button and the join button.
Well, you press and hold the screen, and you can hit like, or you can hit them 3 dots at the top, which people were complaining about that. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal. It takes a nanosecond to press and hold the screen and hit a like. It's got its pros and cons. Like everything, everybody likes it or you don't. They got their own opinions, and I get it. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm just going to alternate. I still get to chat with everybody and enjoy it and hang out with you guys. Biomedia bags is dirt. I tell you what, I picked me up some. There's Dan. Hey, look at this guy. What are you doing up so early? Hey, Swiffle. Swiffle's been, I've noticed on the vertical streams, he stops in every day. He, like the rest of these guys I was talking about, like Teal and Dean, they stop in all the time. Swiffle is and Tommy, but Swiffle, he's been really helping me with my angelfish fry since I set them up. Because I felt bad. I was actually down in a funk about it the other day. I must have had about 150 plus angelfish fry swimming around in this tank. Okay, I insta-cycled it with established media. Somebody told me to go ahead and put plants in there for fauna, whatever that is. So I put a bunch of water sprite in there with them, along with an established sponge filter. I want to make some green water. I watched Mexicali's video on how he makes green water, and I want to do that. And I really wish I would have did it when I thought about it after watching his video, because then I'd have had green water for these guys to swim around in. But now I don't, so I'm forced to feed the two different kinds of fry food, and I put brine shrimp in there, and but I was bummed out. And Swift told me, and I think a couple other people said, 20% of them might live out of all of them, right? Well, that's the case. I swear to God, I had 150, Jim. Now it looks like I'm down to maybe 8. And it's like, are any of them going to make it?
Is this your first batch of fry ever, and like something like that?
My absolute first time ever doing this. You can ask Tommy. I was messaging him, calling him. I was getting with Swiftle. What do I do? What do I do?
So when I first had my electric blue Acara breed, the first batch, it was like probably 300 of maybe a little more. They're all gone. I mean, they just didn't make it.
Yeah.
The second batch, I had 21 of them survive, and then something happened in the tank, and I lost even the parents.
Oh.
Like I lost them all. The last 3 batches I've had, I got more electric blue Acara, and I know what to do with. I was doing too much.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
So
I just set up. I mean, I was literally doing way too much. I took a 20 long. Actually a 15 gallon, set it up, and I just put fry in it. I said, you know what? Here's an air stone. Here you go. Have at it. And I have probably, I don't know, 200 of them right now that are just thriving.
Yeah, in the same sense, you almost pray, don't take it, anybody take this the wrong way, but it's like, man, I love this. I hope I can raise them all. But then what happens if you do? Now you got, like Jim, all these fish. What are you going to do with them?
Well, luckily for me, I can take them to my local fish store and trade them for goods.
Right. I can't do that because my local fish store rapes you overpriced. It's absolutely ridiculous what they want. I had an electric blue Acara in here. I got from them. They wanted $50 for it. This Jack Dempsey I got from them, $50. Now he was about 6 inches when I got him, but $50 for a common fish.
Well, you got to figure somebody's put the time and energy in to make that fish big. The bigger the fish, the more it costs. It's like Oscars. You can buy them for like $10.99 when they're like that.
Right.
But when they're like this, they want $30-$40 for them.
Yeah. But I wanted to go there because I needed one that was big enough to run off this Pleco and put them in this place. I've talked about that many times, and it's worked well. But 2, when you're getting with Jack Dempsey's and fish like that, they're super colorful. And we all know the more colorful they are, the more they can sell for.
Correct.
But he's got a silver. They had a silver arowana in there, and he was a juvenile. I want to say it was maybe like this long. About like this long.
Yeah.
Well, $150 for him. Let's see if we
man, now I'm getting all of the messages from last night over some BS that I was in.
Oh, you're getting some messages from BS?
Just some stuff that was happening that was just, it's not worth talking about. Not worth giving it time and or energy. So we could go back to fry. You know, the fish that I have that I wish would breed don't. But the ones that I don't want to breed do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right. I have a clutch of convict fry right now.
Okay.
I'm not even going to lie to you. These fish are in a tank. They get a water change. See, I told you the lights were going to just randomly kick on.
There they come.
They're in a tank. They get regular water changes. They get fed. But I don't really, I don't display them. I don't look at them. Because at the end of the day, I did not want to fish, but I also didn't want the fish to die.
Right.
I got a phone call at like 10 o'clock at night. Hey, you either come get these fish or they're going in the dumpster.
Well, I'm jealous. You have an awesome relationship with your guy over at the local fish store, and you get a lot of perks from that man. You can't beat basically getting free fish.
All the things that he can't sell, I get.
That's fantastic. Well, you ever need to ship me some, I'm here. I'm trying to breed these tiger barbs is what I'm trying to do. I've got about 15 to 20 of them in there, if not more. I don't know why, but it's not working out. Then I put a breeding mops in there, and then I can't remember who it was who told me that's not how they breed. Breeding mops won't work. They are egg scatterers. So the best thing you can do is put like a mesh on the substrate. So when they drop their eggs, it goes down in there. They said their eggs aren't sticky, I was told. So breeding mops won't work. So I pulled them breeding mops back out. But I've had them a long time in here. No babies. I don't think it's happening regardless. Maybe I don't have any females.
I would love for my Oscars to breed.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. I must have 2 males or something. I don't know. I can't sex a fish for the life of me.
Did you try taking it to dinner first?
Swiffle says you don't need green water for change all the time. I realize that, but green water is free, natural food for them. So, I mean, you think about that, Swiffle. I mean, if you can do green water and eliminate the dang water changes, is that possible? Like, if you're using green water for fry, you get food, but does that also eliminate having to do daily water changes? I'm asking because I'm learning.
Yeah, you're asking me. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that video Mad Mex put out, but how he makes his green water, and then that's their food. And then once they get older, obviously that don't work anymore, and then you have to go to feeding your fry food, your baby brine shrimp.
Mine are all on Northfin Fry Starter, and they thrive off of it.
I mixed Northfin's Fry Starter with Aquarium Co-op's fry food, and I got it in one mix, and that's what I'm doing. But it almost, and as I feed them, I look at them, they almost look like they're too small even for that. They are slowly getting bigger. You can see their black eyes and their little wiggle butts, but it's like, hurry up and grow. I could put some steroids in the water or something.
You want to get them buff.
Appreciate that, Matt Max. Yeah. These angelfish are a new breed. They're going to come out like this shit, come into the tank. Wonder if people do that. Almost every time I breed a new fish, I lose the first batch. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. And I see the little wiggle butts swimming around in there. I just want them to live, and I want to make them big.
You'll get it, I promise you.
But Swiffle really helped me with an idea he did. He had some videos on it, and basically what he does is he takes like a gallon jar. Well, I have to have a glass jar with a handle and a pour spout that would use for like lemonade or something. My wife was using as a flower for a flower vase, right? Basically, you have your 10-gallon tank. I insta-cycle the tank, but he puts that jar in the tank. So and then in the tank is the heater. So the heater warms the water up around the jar. But the nice thing is, because the fry are in the jar, not in the tank, you can go ahead and put your methylene blue or whatever you use to keep the fungus off the eggs, along with your diffused air stone. So that's what I was doing. And obviously it was the tank water they were inside the jar. And then the nice thing about that is when they start free swimming, you can go ahead and kind of dump them out of that jar into the tank, but you're not going to have your tank stained from methylene blue and things like that. So that's what I did. And now they're swimming around in the tank, but I've lost a lot of them. No idea what to do with the most recent batch of 6-barred panchax. I don't know what a panchax is. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it makes 2 of us.
6-barred panchax. The Corys don't stop breeding either. So many in my 40-gallon. That's awesome. The only fish I successfully have is Mbunas. They're mouth breeders, but they just keep coming and coming and coming, and I don't think any of them die. So
if you got places for them to hide, they don't. They'll survive.
Texas Holy Rock. They can get in them little tiny holes, and they're good. And I keep that naturally buffered, pH buffered, and I use sick lake salt and high quality foods, and they just keep coming, Jim. They just keep coming. Every time I turn around, there's a new little baby in there. So I'm always having to put the fry food in there too.
Have you seen my 90?
No, you can take us over and show us.
Well, it's going to be kind of hard to take my whole computer over there and show you.
We'll bring the tank to the computer.
Yeah. My 90 probably has, if you count the babies that are in the bottom right now, probably 90 fish in it. They're all in bonus. They just keep going.
Yeah, and Bunas are an easy deal, right? So, but the thing is, I tried to take 14 of them out to my local fish store, and they were only giving me I took 14 in Bunas. They varied in size, but the biggest ones I want to say was at least 2.5.
Yeah.
$7.50 for 14 of them. I said never again. Because you're ripping up, you have to take that Holy Rock out of the tank. You'll never get them. So I had to take everything out of the tank just to scoop 14 of them, go to all that work of taking them over there, and they gave me $7.50.
I would have left them in a tank.
For colorful Mbunas that are little to about 2.5 inches. Come on.
That they're going to sell for $5 to $7 a piece.
Exactly. So I'll never do it again. They can keep that $7.50. I'll go over there and get something for it. I have a problem with approximately 15 baby angels that have bad fins. They say dispatch them. I can't. I put them in a death tank. I clean the tank. Testing tank. Yeah, you're like me, Swiffle. I have a hard time just getting rid of fish. When I get a fish, I don't care if it's a platy. I'm the guy that'll spend $30 on meds to save it. I always have the meds on hand. I keep a fish. I get a fish. It's my commitment, and I don't want it to go anywhere unless it's an excessive case, like these common plecos I have. If they get too big and they're actually becoming a problem, I've already talked to my other local fish store that I like a lot. She has an indoor concrete pond. She said she'd take it. So I have a backup plan for that. Jim, you have bigger fish. Unwanted fry will just help perpetuate the cycle of life.
No, I do not feed any of my fish live. Never have, never will. I can get rid of them.
Hey, Austin, good to see you, buddy. I use baby brine shrimp from 12 hours after free swimmers. Okay. Frozen foods is the next best thing for sure. You can't culture your own live foods. The only dry food is crushed fluval bug bites. Okay. You find that better than the Northfin fry food or Aquarium Co-op's fry food? No, because water changes are important for growth. It's hand in hand. Yeah, okay, I got you. Because it adds the minerals, the fresh minerals in there. Okay, so even if you have green water, you still have to do your daily water changes. Hold up, you dump methylene blue water into? No, I don't have methylene blue. I don't have it. I was, but a lot of people will put methylene blue in with the fry on a leaf or whatever it's on to keep fungus off because you're taking that away from the parent's job, right? So you got to do something to keep fungus off. I realize you can use a diffused air stone to go over it, which I was also doing. So maybe I don't need the methylene blue or any other method as long as you have that flow over it. I'm assuming you don't need anything like that. I'm asking. But no, I don't even have methylene blue.
I do. I got a whole bottle of it.
Yeah. Well, you were having that issue a while back.
That issue was aggression. I went back and watched the security camera, and you want to hear the wild thing?
Yeah.
It was a red dwarf cichlid that was doing all of that.
Oh, man. Attitude, man. See, you never know what you're going to get. Keek said that's a type of killifish, that panchax thing.
Yes.
Killifish are another pretty fish. I use Holy Rock in the shrimp tank. They love it. Oh, I love Holy Rock. I'm on a quest to find more. Jim, I need more Texas Holy Rock. Bad. Because these Mbunas are going to go to a 125 as soon as it's available. And I need a lot more Holy Rock. And Craig ain't going to send me some of that bunch he got because he's selfish. Could you imagine sending Holy Rock from where he lives to here?
Yeah, it would be expensive.
Yeah. So if you get any ins and out, keep your eye out for Texas Holy Rock. I need some.
Apparently, I do too.
Oh, dude, they love it. It's great stuff. and it naturally buffers the pH because it's limestone.
Okay.
No, I've never kept axolotls, but there are a lot of people that do. My wife likes axolotls.
I'm thinking about getting one. I really am.
They're cool little buggers. I saw
I
someone.
think they're cute.
Oh, they are cute. They're fun. I saw somebody on the Facebook market site selling what you call it was like I think it was a 75-gallon tank. No, it was a big tank, and it was a turtle tank, and they were selling it for a good price, and they did a really good job at this thing. What they were asking for was 100% worth it. So a turtle has to come out of the water and bathe, right? Or
yeah,
sunbathe. They had this little bugger could come up and go into this cage. It was like on top of the tank that he could get up there, and there was a platform so he could get up in there and just get the sun and just chill, but not get out. But I know that's how they design all of them, but they really did a nice job putting that together. Just tried yesterday Hulk's Vegans fish food. Never heard of that. And my goldfish were really happy with it, and it is very energetic and happy today. Highly recommend it. It's called Hulk's Vegan. I'll have to look into that. Thanks for sharing that, Teal. Geek Boy says methylene blue is a pain if I look at the bottle wrong. Something else. Wow, this is my first membership, June. Appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. That is awesome. I set up some pretty cool what I think is pretty cool is you can be a 55-gallon legend, a VIP, a 75-gallon VIP, or a 125-gallon elite. Thank you, Jim. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. Appreciate you. I'm excited. Patty was excited. He got his first member, and he I can't remember. I think he texted me. We might have called me. Do you follow Patty's Aquatics?
No.
He's a cool dude. You got to check him out. You'd like him a lot. And his first member was Father Fish, because he's into the dirt and Father Fish tank methods and the resurrection jars and all that.
Yeah.
But Patty does a good job over there. I think Higer sends him stuff monthly now. He's in with like a contract with Higer, kind of like, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to get yelled at again. Jerome says, I wonder if there was an uptick in axolotl keepers due to the Fallout show with the axolotl looking. I don't really know what you're talking about there, Jerome. There's Jeremy. Is it Jerome or Jeremy? How would you say that, Jim? Jerome or Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Okay. Dean says, I have some, but I'm sure if I can get back my money back. Okay. Feeding them. I need a premium price. Okay. Hey, Fishy on. Good to see you, buddy.
Welcome.
Appreciate you coming in. He picks and chooses with Fish Fam. Who is this? Good morning. He ain't cool. Who ain't cool? He picks and chooses what fish film will benefit him. Who are you discussing, Fishy on? Not sure who he means there. Jeremy, okay, thank you, buddy. Steven says, I think Minecraft made axolotls popular for a while. Maybe, possibly. I don't follow that stuff, though. Back. Sorry to get... Excuse me. Tommy's back from getting the mower ready. I mowed yesterday. Patty? Oh, you said he picks and chooses what fish film will benefit him. Fish, well, you may have a different experience with him, Fishy on, but I haven't seen that. I really... me and him get along great. I've had him on my live streams before, but there's obviously a reason you feel that way. So, maybe you just had a different experience with him. So what do you want to talk about, Jim? We're at the bottom of the chat. Where's Mike B?
Well, I would actually like to talk a little bit about fish.
Really? That's crazy. Like on a fish keeping channel?
On a fish keeping channel.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, how many South Americans do you have?
Angelfish, Oscars, Jack Dempsey. That's it. But I got like 6 to 7 angels. I got 2 Oscars and I got 1 Jack Dempsey. Is common pleco South American?
Common pleco is a garbage fish. I don't know where it's from. I honestly don't.
Well, I said common plecos.
Yeah, common pleco. I call it a garbage fish. I don't know where they're from. I really don't.
Why? Because all they do is eat and poop.
Yes.
I don't know if they're South American, but if they are, I got 2 of those. I got a bristlenose pleco. But well, let me ask you this: what is the blood parrot considered? Because they're a mix of 2 or 3 fish: the Midas, the parrot, and whatever the other one is. Are those South American or are those new? What are they?
I'm not 100% on that either. I have a few of them. I should know this, but I don't. I'm talking more of the line of like maybe Severums, Geophagus, things like that. I know me and you talked briefly on the phone the other day, and you were talking about Geos Feni.
Yeah, because if I would get a Geophagus, that's the one I love. They're beautiful. Now, was it you who was telling me though that they're sensitive though?
Very sensitive, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I've had 2 different experiences with them. I've had them die like within the first couple of days, whether they were sick or not, and then I had one get to almost full adult size and then just drop.
Yeah,
and it wasn't the tank because every other fish in the tank survived it, and even had other geos in there with it.
okay.
It's just, I think I kind of want to get away from everything else and stick with South Americans, man. They're more peaceful. I mean, they're actually a lot prettier.
I know why you're saying that because I have actually thought about this. Man, really, as time goes on, I'm noticing all the cool ones are South American, but I've realized there's some cool Africans too, man. Like, I really like my Mbunas. I love their personalities. So, I love them dang Mbunas. I have never caught peacocks or haps or any of those cichlids. I watch Ben Ochart a lot. That's mainly what he keeps is those types of cichlids. And don't get me wrong, there's some beautiful ones when they get big. But it just seems like the Mbunas, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go one of 2 ways, right? 1 or 2 big fish in a big tank, or I like a lot of activity in a big tank. I like to see a lot of life moving around community tanks. Or could you imagine how cool it would be to see all these Mbunas in a 125-gallon tank swimming around? As opposed to that 75, just even a bigger. To me, I like to see a lot of activity swimming around. But angelfish, man, they've really grown on me. What a beautiful fish. I love how they act. They're just special and unique in their own way. So I get what you're saying. There are a lot of very cool South American fish.
I just picked up the Geophagus blazenis. Those are going to be freaking amazing when they grow up.
Yeah. What all geos do you have?
I have Geophagus jurapari. I have Geophagus redhead tapajos. What is the other one I have? The balzenis. And I'd have to say, I think I don't have the Spheni anymore. I had lost the last one. Also, I have one that's technically not a Geophagus, but they called it a Geophagus. I guess they considered the thread phenecara an herp eater.
Yeah.
Or the Hecali, whatever we want to call it. But I want to be honest, man, that is a beautiful fish. When they get to full size, you can't beat the iridescent colors that are on it and the red like fin tracers that are off of them. They're a stunning fish.
Yeah, yeah. And it's neat. It's neat that you want to discuss that because, as time goes on and we all have I call them cookie cutter fish. The fish that anyone can go to the store and get, right?
Yes.
I'm wanting to start like I've said before, and eventually I'm going to have my last aquarium I'm ever going to get, and that's going to be a monster tank, and it's going to be a minimum of 500 gallons. 500 gallons up. It'll be the last one I get, and I want to put large fish in there that is not your cookie cutter fish. Something different, cool. I'm definitely going to get an arowana. I've been always wanting one of those, and I'd love to definitely get a lot more Oscars for it. But I want something different for it as well that gets big, something that's not going to be any of us that's been keeping fish long enough know that when you can't, saying a peaceful fish or an aggressive fish is a broad term because they can go either way. So I want something different like that, something different I can put in there that gets big.
Well, you just look into Severums. I
But see,
have
there's
monster severums.
oh, good Lord, 145 South American fish.
I'm
Yeah,
probably right there with her.
yeah.
On
Severums.
South
And Severums is a fish I've never owned, but I see a lot of them.
There they are. There's some pretty big ones in this 240. Oh, I'm sorry, my 45 gallon that I have back here.
You know one I wouldn't mind having.
Huh?
Get me a big pacu.
Get a big tank, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a large tank for that. They're massive, but what a cool looking fish. And another fish, it may be considered cookie cutter in my terms, but that I've never owned that I've always wanted.
What?
Silver dollars.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Get some.
A lot of people don't like them. Like, well, man, I'm going to say a lot of people. My wife hates them because they remind her because they're from that piranha family, right?
Yes.
They look at that piranha. She hates that. That'd be another one to consider, piranha.
I believe the piranha, oh shit, sorry, piranha, the pacu, and the piranha, the pacu, and the silver dollar are in the same family.
Yeah.
Except for the pacu, just get giants.
Yeah, they get massive. Like I was telling you on the phone the other day, I was looking at buying a tank a while back, and I went to his house, and in his living room, he had a 180 gallon with 2 pacus in there with Oscars. It was absolutely ridiculous. Now, he knew they were entirely too small for that tank. He said those pacus have broken 3 other tanks of his, and he's in the process of making a huge pond outside for them. You know those plastic tanks you can get that come in the aluminum crating for holding water or whatever you want? I forget the name of things. They're basically on like a metal pallet and contained in a crate used for transporting fluids.
Yes.
He had one of them outside his house for them at one point till he gets that dang pond done. But they're tank busting monsters. I didn't know about that, Swiffle. That's crazy. But I know that they love slime coats and everything, and they'll do it.
There's actually a video on YouTube. You can look up common pleco in Florida.
I wonder how big they get out in the wild, but 2-3 feet.
I think they can get over 24 inches in the wild.
Yeah.
If under the right condition. I just watched a video about goldfish overpopulating the Great Lakes up here.
Oh, yeah, because people throw them in there and they shouldn't do it. I don't want this fish anymore. Plop.
That's how I've got a bunch of my goldfish, man.
Goldfish can live up to 45 years.
Yeah.
And they
unless it's an Aranda. If it's an Aranda, I only can keep it about a year.
I can agree with you. They did that. In my experience from keeping goldfish, I've had the regular ones. I've had the fancy ones. The fancy ones are susceptible to more diseases, especially dropsy and bloat, right? It was, and I don't get it because I don't overfeed my fish. They get high quality foods. I make sure they're getting veggies in their diet. And they would still periodically bloat up. I was literally had a bucket set up with Epsom salt that I could mix and set up so I could give them Epsom salt baths 30 minutes a day. There for a while, it was like a daily thing for weeks just to keep them in check. Then I read it's because of the way their bodies are designed. They're so compact together. Their organs are compact together and more susceptible to this bloat and dropsy. You got to be very careful. You can't feed flake food. It has to be sinking so they're not up there gulping the air,
If you feed flake food, I would tell you what I've done. In my 300-gallon pond, when I feed flake food, I will take a handful of it. I will go in the middle of the pond and I will go about halfway down and then let it go in the water.
Right.
And yeah. None of them go to the top.
Yeah. They're definitely important for goldfish.
I had a 10-year-old fantail that just passed away this past October.
Mm-hmm.
She made it 10 years.
Yeah. Well, that's a good time.
Yeah. I didn't have her for, all 10 years. I had her maybe the last 2 years of her life. I got her from somebody, man, that gave her and an Aranda and just a common goldfish.
Yeah.
And we're in water that I swear was the color of the Home Depot sign, orange.
Nice.
It was terrible.
That's how my blood parents are. Are you familiar with Alison?
Who?
This guy here, Alison.
No. Some of these people, I'm going to be honest with you, people that are in your live streams over here in the chat, some of these people I've never heard of.
You're going to want to check out Addison because very knowledgeable. She's been in her local, I keep saying her, sorry. He's been in his local fish club for years. I think to be considered a master breeder, you have to have 1,000 points. He's done that times 2 load. So it knows his fish like blood parrots here. Like blood parrots don't even have real blood, cichlid blood. So I didn't know that. I thought they were mixed with different cichlids. So how could they not? You know what I mean? I don't see the beauty in keeping a bunch of boy fish. You're just biased, June, because you're a girl. Oh, you'd get a stingray? That's a good idea. A lot of people are getting into that, but man, they cost big bucks.
I am not a stingray fan. I don't see the attraction to them.
They're neat. It is definitely something different other than fish, and I think a lot of people are doing it for something different, and they are cool to see swimming around. I watch Joey's all the time, and Gordon's. He's got some swimming around there. They're cool, but they get big. You need a big tank, and they're expensive to buy. Too many people sleeping on them. Festivums.
Yes, I could agree with that. Those are pretty fish.
What does he mean by too many people sleeping on them?
Means too many people aren't paying attention to them.
Okay.
They're just letting them, just be there.
Okay. Steven says all these anti-plant fish. Yes, I mean it. Well, I've successfully kept planted goldfish tanks with fancy goldfish. Regular goldfish, no, they're going to tear it up. But even the fancies will go pick at the plants. The only reason why there's no plants in my goldfish tank now is because they got covered with freaking blackbeard algae that I can't stand.
My goldfish don't eat plants. None of them. I've got some huge swords plants in there. I've got something else in there with them too, and they don't bother it at all.
Yeah.
They don't care about the plant whatsoever. They eat the dead off of it, and other than that, they're fine.
Yeah. Well, they also say, I hear you, Fishion. Well, maybe I can fix this for you, Fishion. I'll talk to him. I'll let you know if he does hate you or if he likes you. And Bunas, because they're herbivores, they like to eat plants. So I just recently threw some water Sprite in with them because I like plants in my tanks. It makes them look so much better. They have that green, makes the colors even pop in the fish. So I threw a bunch of water Sprite in there, a big gob of it. They instantly loved it, swimming in and out of it, playing it. Some of them go up in it and hang out in it. It's just floating. They'll be sitting there hanging out. They love it, but they're
like they're hiding.
Maybe I can show you on camera here. Which way do I go? I don't know if you can see it. Looks far away, but it's over here. You see the light hitting that gob of plant right up here?
Yep, in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still there. They haven't torn it up, but they are picking at it and eating it. But mostly it gives them something to do, something else to break up boredom. It can further reduce regression. Like I said, I looked and the smaller ones are in there floating with it. It's funny because they're just in there, especially the yellow labs. You can't see them unless you look. I look at it and I see this face just going.
Just peeking out at you.
Hiding in the water Sprite like this.
Levy and Growing attorneys.
Oh, dang it. Huh? Yeah, what you need? I can't right now. Sorry about that. IBC totes, that's what it is. Thanks, geeks. I don't know why I called them geeks. Thank you, geek. Yes, he can tell a little probably very slow growing for my own. Sandy Fisher said, I wouldn't like someone doing that, y'all, but of course I like quality than quantity. I hear you, Fishy on. A 500 full of Buse and rainbow should be. Oh man, that would be cool, Atkins. That's another fish. What's your thoughts on rainbow fish, man? I'm seeing a lot of them. They're beautiful.
I had Bozemantes for a while. They were actually a good fish. I had them in just an everyday run-of-the-mill tank with like platies, guppies, and mollies.
Yeah.
Had no issues.
Oh,
I had 2 females and 1 male. I was hoping they would breed. It never happened.
Yeah. I need someone to help me breed my freaking tiger barbs. I don't know, man. And it seems like they're an acquired taste to a lot of people. I love my tiger barbs. I really love them, and I'd love for them to breed. That is a fish that I will always have is the tiger barbs.
All right, so what you do is you dim the lights down real low.
Put on some
Put on some Berry White.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
You know, pour a little bit of Boone's Farm in the tank and let them have at it. I'm joking. Don't do that.
And Tommy recently got a hold of Bunny's plants and her fish, and he did a live stream last night. I couldn't hang around long, but I don't know if you caught any of his videos, but man, does he have some beautiful setups.
Tommy's got some nice stuff.
Don't keep fancy goldfish. Eat from the surface. Yeah, exactly. They gulp that dang air. Don't let them eat floating food is what I meant. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but that's why, like he was saying, if he wants to feed them flake food, he'll just put his hand clear down in so they don't stay at the surface. I do that too, but mainly I feed them pellets that sink. Dan, good to see you.
You know,
Hey, my fish, good to see you, buddy.
I had an entire 125 dedicated to Embonas. So Embonas are all gone. I have the red dwarf jewel cichlid still. And I have, the hell is that thing? Yellowtail ACI. And right now I have 2 yellow German strand Xerox, Lawandas, and 2 plecos in that tank.
Yeah.
As soon as they die, because I know it's going to happen, because that jewel's going to be the last one standing.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably put her in her own tank, and then I'm going to convert that over to a Severum only tank.
Okay.
I have 19 red shoulder Severums. Those, for anybody that keeps South American fish, red shoulder Severums are hard to get a hold of, like at least here.
Yeah.
And they're pretty pricey.
Okay. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking?
A good quality one here can go from anywhere between $50 and $85.
Oh yeah, that's a good cost for one fish for sure. You could breed them and make a killing.
That's what I'm going for.
The cost of live plants from our tanks was a crazy total. The fam would have a fit. Oof. Yeah, June. I'm assuming you bought some live plants off somebody and it cost a lot of money, is what you're saying. But why would the fish fam have a fit? Different.
It's your money.
Yeah. Different cichlids, but not true parrot cichlids. Those are fairly uncommon in the hobby. I don't personally know anyone that has bred them. Yeah. And I know they got some controversial around it, but I freaking love blood parrots. Their personalities are great. I love how they act. They're not afraid of nothing. I got one in here that won't leave my pleco alone. He keeps picking at him to the point he's rubbed his nose a little raw on his plating. And that, thank God that big pleco in there is a gentle giant. If he was trying to pull that with this other one back here with this Dempsey, it would be a different story. People see fancy high-fin angels over brown, funny-looking. People see fancy high-fin angels over brown, funny-looking festive. I got you. I see what you're saying. They pick them over the other. June, Johnny No Shoes. Turn up the heat. Get the Oscar. Shake it. Swivel says, okay, I'm back, but my phone is typing, gets squirrely. You know why. All good. All good, my friend.
You know what, man? If I turn the heat up in my Oscar tank, the rest of my fish would be mad.
Oh, your family. Okay, not fish fam. I got you. What's didn't you've said it before. What is your tanks maintaining at?
80 degrees, every one of them.
So yeah, you're already at 80 degrees. In the summertime, I like to take all the heaters out of my tanks because my house will regulate my tanks about 78 degrees, which is fine. So something I'd like to discuss is this. I'm probably going to be turning my garage into my fish room. 79.
That's what the room is. I'm down here sweating.
Yeah, that's too hot. But you don't need heaters, right?
I have heaters in there just in case because the air conditioning's on.
Okay.
It's going to be 92 degrees here today, so
that's what I was just, okay. I got you. That's what I was just discussing too. Is well, that's crazy for a basement, Jim. You're in a basement, aren't you?
Yes.
It's usually cooler in a basement.
I've got 3 or 4 AC vents down here as well. It's a pretty good sized basement, man.
Okay. I'm most likely going to be converting my garage over to a fish room. Where mine are at now is in my big dining room, which is open to the rest of the house. So in the summertime, like I said, the house can hold these tanks, all of them at 79 degrees. But in the wintertime, it doesn't. So I have to add heaters back in. Yeah, I miss having a basement so bad.
That's only half of it.
Right. I know. I'm familiar from watching your videos and such, but I'm jealous. I miss having a basement. So I'm going to be moving my tanks out to the garage, and I'm going to have to put one of them heating and cooling units in there. But I think it'll regulate it better because it's not open to the rest of the house. It's a closed area type of thing. So that's my next thing that's probably going to be coming down the line. I'm going to have a garage fish room. Yeah, I love it, man. I love that you got that big basement.
Oscar's a monster, man.
Yeah, he is a big boy.
13 inches long. I don't think he's going to get any bigger.
That's bigger than mine, biggest one. I haven't measured him lately. For some reason, these fish, they won't stay still for you so you can measure them.
I got him. He was like half-ass laying at the bottom asleep.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my tape measure and I was like, "Oh damn, you're a big dude."
Yeah. Yeah, and I noticed. Yes, Whipple. I think I just watched a video of yours. You do have some aquariums outside them because you're in Florida, and I heard you can do that. But I think Mad Mex told me you can. If you're in Florida, you can keep your aquariums outside. But my question is, wouldn't it get too hot?
Got to keep some shade too.
That garage is supposed to be for me when I move in.
Me and you discussed that the other day. I was moving in because you're in North Carolina.
Yeah. My basement fluctuates between winter and summer. So he doesn't even worry about. Well, right, obviously. Because Dan, do you follow Everyday Fish Keeping, Dan here?
I believe I do.
You like him. He got some great. I always have a good time on his live streams over there. He's very knowledgeable, and he's got a basement fish room too, and he's got an indoor, kind of like you. He has an indoor pond too. But he's got a lot of cool things going on over there. Every time
to set up my outdoor pond.
What's that?
So I'm getting ready to set up my outdoor pond.
Summer tubbing?
Summer tubbing, 150 gallon.
What are you going to put in there?
I'm going to probably do some rice fish.
So the birds can pick them off?
I don't have that issue.
Are you going to put like a net over it or something? Keep the raccoons and crap out? Snakes?
I have a fenced-in yard and nothing comes in because of my dogs.
Oh, okay. Your dogs will probably drink out of it.
That was the only thing that I was worried about down here with the fish tanks, because when I first started down here in the basement with the tanks, I had cats. And my boy cat would drink. I mean, literally, dude, he would drink a well dry. This cat would drink water all day.
That's a thirsty bird.
So I was worried about him, trying to lift the lid up to drink out of him. Well,
Right.
One day I come down here, he was on top of the one tank that had a hang on the back, and he was drinking out of it. I'm like, Dude, you can't do that. Like he knocked the top off of it and was drinking out of it. So I had to put something heavy on top of it so he wouldn't do it.
Well, you know what? In Craig's Catfish's old house, his big freaking horse of a dog used to drink out of his tanks all the time, and I never gave him a problem. That's true, Swiffle, and I heard it's supposed to be a pretty active season this year. Definitely.
Yeah, I did hear that.
If that wind picks up, you look at an aquarium, it's a flat glass side surface, all kind of good surface area. It wouldn't take much wind to knock that bitch over. Put screen frame or hardware cloth. Cloth is best. Screen over it. It will keep raccoons out too. Have just cichlids outside. Jim, did you remember about when we were talking about live stream and or StreamYard? You know how to link an extra phone for an extra camera now, right?
I do.
I have to go do something real quick. I want to make some coffee as well. I was going to put you on the big screen. I thought maybe you could walk around and show some of your tanks, some of these people that don't know you. If you felt like it, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just talk. I don't care.
We can do that.
I may collect a few native fish in my outdoor pond. And
I'm going to mute this mic.
Okay. Dan, you will get along with Silver Creek Wildlife here. Tommy, he's all about native fish and native species right now. Hey, Ross, good to see you, buddy. I know Ross knows Dan. His cats drink out of my ponds. Thank you, Laura. I'm going to put you on the big screen, Jim. I'll be back. I'll be right back, guys. I just got to do a couple things. Don't go anywhere. Wait a minute. Wait, we got at stage. Whoops. Hold on. No.
There you go. Oh, we're in threes now. There's Jesse.
I want that move up there. There we go.
I don't know.
Are you able to turn your phone sideways, buddy? That's much better.
All right. Okay.
Did we lose you? There you are.
So these are my natural blue acara. I've got a little bit of algae on the side here. They tore up all my plant. So wasn't looking forward to that. You guys get a peek at something that I don't really show anybody as well. A saltwater tank. I condensed 2 tanks down to 1. I mean, we're not really talking a whole massive amount of fish, but there's a few in there. Doing pretty decent. Love these guys. Banggai cardinal fish. Here's my 90-gallon with a whole bunch of fish. Like I said, there's a whole bunch. This is my favorite one, though, right here. It's two-face. And you guys get booked. But yeah. I got these guys on my hybrid cichlids. No idea what they are. I know what a few of them are, but the blue and darker gray ones I don't. See the German strand yellow Z-Rock. There's another Z-Rock right there, little one. And some Lawandas are in there. There's my Joel peeking out right there. She is the troublemaker. As you can see, these guys love me. Tank isn't going to look the best. But here are my baby acara. Some of them. South American tank.
Jim, I certainly appreciate you walking us around and showing your tank. Who was it? Can you see Chad on the phone?
I cannot.
Who was it? Swiffle Treasure Detecting. He's excited to see your tanks. I will be right back. Let me handle a couple things. I certainly appreciate you taking this over. This is great because you got a lot of awesome tanks and a lot of things to share. So I'll be back. Thank you, buddy.
You're not a problem. It's my goldfish pond. There's a mixture in there. There's the plants I was telling you guys about. Every fish keeper actually has just tanks sitting around. Don't have a lot of lights in these tanks over here. They don't really need to be. Here's my purple clown puke tank. Currently has a flaring betta and 3 Daniels and a sponge filter that stopped working. Hooray. That happens. It's my Walroo. They're hard to see. Like I said, I don't have any light in that tank. There you go. Red shoulder Severums. It's all my guppies. It's really bothering me about that sponge filter. I got to fix that. Down here's the oddball tank, though. It's a little low on water right now. I did a slight water change on the other day, and I didn't fill it all the way back up. I got a goldfish down in the corner. It's an Oranda. I put it in that tank because it was getting bullied. I got to set its tank up. A lot of fish that a lot of people don't keep. Amazon puffers. This tank is algae covered, but everything is doing well in it. I got to fix that. It's got my my Walroo in it. If anybody's ever kept Walroo, people, we also have a whole bunch of equipment sitting here. But if you've ever kept Walroo, you understand they're just like discus. They're very sensitive. So we're going to have to get my finger out of the way. My 240 looks a little hazy today. I think these guys were in here knocking and rooting things around because I got rocks moved. So somebody in here was boxing. It's definitely over-filtrated. It's got 4 canister filters on it. So. Monster red spotted gold Severum. Another red spotted gold Severum. Beautiful red spotted gold Severum. Paired cichlid. Another paired cichlid. Red Phennicara. Geophagus jarrapari. Ugly fish. Well, absolutely, I love it. There's a bristlenose pleco in here. There's also, I did have 5 at one point. Those guys. Siamese algae eaters. Guys, I cannot see the chat, so I don't know. You can find me. It's Happy Place Aquatics. I am on YouTube. Where's the other place? It's happy_place_aquatics on Instagram. This is my favorite tank, guys. When I'm really super stressed, I will come down here and sit and watch this one. I have my breeding pair of electric blue Acara. Right there's one of them. These are turquoise Severums. There's BA Tetras. 2 more parrot cichlids. And guys, this is one of my newer fish. It's a Bolivian ram. And he's blind in one eye. I took him, I brought him home, and I put him in this tank, and he has done just fine. I also have a breeding pair of bristlenose pleco in here. But I will sit here on this stool right here. It's got the towel on it, and I'll just watch this tank when I'm stressed out. Oh, I got a dead fish. So, guys, people don't like to show a lot in the hobby. Just realized it. I had a dead fish. I don't like that. That bothers me.
All right, Jim, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Awesome. I got to handle an issue, so I'm going to drop off of here. I have a bunch of sponge filters working. I got to figure that out real quick.
All right. That's go ahead, buddy. Do what you got to do, my friend.
Can't lose my Walroo.
I know that. I had that happen on one of my tanks where it stopped pumping. It was just the air stone was plugged up. Let's see. Let's get caught up on chat here. I apologize, everybody. I had to take care of a matter myself. Figures it happens when you're on a live stream. Bunny came in. Hey, Bunny, good to see you. Good to see Mad Max still here. Loved your live stream with Price Tag Aquariums, Mad Mex. It was very cool. I try to make everybody's live streams, as I think we all do, but sometimes it gets so hard to do that with everybody that does it. And but I always do watch replays or replay it. The octopus was cool for a second. I saw it. Neat. It's fun adding canisters to tanks. June, you and I are on the same page with that. I absolutely love. I don't know about you guys, but I love setting up new aquariums. It's one of my favorite things to do in this hobby. I also love setting up new canister filters. It's just setting up. I guess one of my favorite things to do with this hobby is setting up a new tank. I don't know how you guys feel about that, and I think it's pretty. The general consensus are going to be yes. It's fun to do that. Oh yeah. Okay, Jeff got it. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Thanks for posting that link.
Hi, Bunny.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back from outer space.
Outer space. Swipple wanted your link shared, and Jeff shared it, so you probably.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate all the the love, and support from anybody. It's awesome. I just love sharing my tanks with people.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And I think, and going hand in hand with my topic of today's live stream, that statement, you said right there can just, he subbed to you.
Thank you.
That's okay, Razin. Good to see you. And June shared your link.
Thank you.
That goes hand in hand with the topic of my live stream. I think as time goes on, as a content creator within this hobby, believe it or not everybody cares to make a YouTube channel. I think that us do get immersed in that. And anytime you meet somebody, I've seen it. What's his channel? What's her channel? Well, I don't do that. A lot of these people, a lot of these friends that we make just enjoy watching. Not everybody wants to make a YouTube channel. And I think as time goes on, as the people that do make channels like you, me, and most people in here, I think we tend to get lost a little bit at times. I think we get too immersed into other parts of it, and we forget our roots as to why we started the channel. I started it because, like you, I want to share my hobby. My family, my wife, my daughter, they really could care two craps about it. There's no local fish clubs around where I live. So I wanted to share my hobby with other people that like doing the same thing. And I'm glad I did, because I met this community and you guys, and made a lot of friends. You and I talk privately, Garcia, Patty's Aquatics. You make friends over, and it's really been nothing. It not only has improved my life, but has also improved my knowledge. It's made me a more well-rounded fish keeping hobby, and that's what it's all about. And I think as time goes on, given drama and different things that's been going on and has been going on, I think we get immersed in that a little too much and forget why we started it. Yeah,
I've met a lot of people doing this. I've met some really cool individuals. You're one of them, Garcia, Tommy at Silver Creek, Mexicali. You guys I conversate with, on a regular. I've also met some pretty big people that I conversate with on the regular as well. And I know he's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but I have a different view of him, and that's my view. Everybody's entitled to their opinion,
But that goes hand in hand with, you can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, you see a different side of these people when you're on a different wavelength with them.
Correct.
As opposed to, I got to go back here and see what she wrote a big one here. But Tommy, not to mention their calming ability, she wrote a big one. I'm going to reread this. I sure am lonely without my fish. The tank lights, the sound, started getting ready to feed, but nope, went. Yeah, Bunny, that is sad. I feel bad about that, but I'm super glad that you were able to meet Tommy, and your aquariums and your fish went to good hands.
A great home. That dude is passionate about what he does.
Oh yeah. He was actually kind of disappeared for a little bit because he's been so busy setting all those aquariums up. I
have never met somebody that is as genuine as he is.
Oh, he's a cool dude. He's fun, and you can call
him.
And I didn't mention him, but me and him talk too, and we text privately, and Meet a lot of good people, a lot of good friends, and I love his different way of looking at things and how he does stuff, being a homesteader and making his own substrates and doing a lot of cool things. Another very knowledgeable guy.
And the dude can paint too, man. Have you seen his paintings?
Yeah, we discussed it over the phone one day. We was talking, and somebody, Tommy, you can correct me. Maybe you don't want me to discuss that, so I won't. But basically, someone wanted him to basically buy his stuff and sell it, and he wasn't about it. And I told him, "You're crazy, man." I said, "You got some good stuff there. You might have something here." It's nice to see different backgrounds other than the norm. There's something for somebody out there. Everybody, and your stuff might resonate with a group of people that you didn't even know existed. I don't know how it's going for you, but
I will tell you this much. I am the proud owner of not 2, but 3 Silver Creek aquatic paintings. So one of them is the actual shipping container they came in. I'm going to frame them. I'm framing them all, even the shipping container.
Yeah, it makes great. Even if you didn't want to use it as a background, it's fantastic wall art. I'm going to have to get one from you when I'm able to, Tommy. That's definitely my plan, but things have been tight lately, but I've made some moves, so things should get better.
We're talking about making moves, and I'm thinking about making some moves. So I've got the rack where I have the purple clown puke tank.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go bye-bye. Rack, tanks, and all.
Because too many people are giving you crap about it?
Oh, hell no. I'm keeping the purple clown puke tank. That's staying. That's never going anywhere, ever. And I've told people that tank will never leave. That is the healthiest tank I have. If you look at that, look at those plants. Those plants are thriving.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. I understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
I'm going to put something bigger there.
Wait, why is June saying that? I see how it is. I tried to get. I have messaged June. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I said, "Are you on Instagram or Facebook?" So she can message. So I wanted to message her private through Instagram or Messenger. So I was wondering if she'd be interested in giving me her personal number so we can chat back and forth as well. Because I really like June. I like what she does over there. I love her fish room, and so I was wondering if you could message me some way, give me your number so we can text and call each other at times. So you're going to get rid of that rack. You're going to get rid of that tank, but keeping the gravel. I'm sorry if you said it and I missed it. I was reading, but why?
I am keeping that entire tank. It will be drained to where I can move it. I will put that tank in a different location, and that's a 10-foot rack. It's got 8 tanks on it. Okay. So at some point in time, there's going to be a huge tank there. I've got my eyes on me and my local fish store owner, who I'm pretty close with. He's got a couple of big tanks he wants to get rid of.
You lucky bastard.
Yes, and they're gonna come to the Happy Place Aquatics fish room.
Are you willing to say how big at this point?
One's a 240 and one's a 220.
So you're going to send me the 220?
I'm going to put them both over there on a stand.
You don't need no more tanks. You're trying to consolidate. You need to send me one.
Oh, I'm trying to go to bigger tanks.
I know. You're like me. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 smaller tanks running, 2 20 gallons and 3 10 gallons. And if Father Fish does decide me to send some of his magic recipe, I'll set another 10 gallon up. Because I'm just curious. I want to see in my own experience how well and how they do with different things. But you're like me. I like my bigger tanks. So like I said, I'm going to get one more, and it's going to be a monster tank, but I'm being patient with it because it's going to be 500 and up. Bigger the better. And if I'm making a fish room garage, it's very easy to a garage fish room, bring that tank in and set it in there.
My thing is I don't want to have anything smaller than a 55 at some point.
Yeah, and I have my 55-gallon Tiger Barb tank is my original aquarium. When I first got into the hobby, my first tank was a 55, and it's still running to this day.
The one that I showed my baby Akara in is a 10-gallon. That's my OG tank.
Okay, cool.
That tank has got my babies in it. I have the tank next to it, which is my saltwater 55. That was my first big tank.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, and it's funny because then I thought 55 was huge, man.
Yes.
And you know, you can get a 55 by dime a dozen with they're all over the Facebook market site. But then I started doing some research. I was like, oh my God, this guy has a 75-gallon tank. I want one of those. And the one dude's like, this here's a 125. I was like, I want a 125 gallon. That'd be massively huge. And then you get them, and it's like, there's 220s, there's 300s. Then you look at people like Ohio Fish Rescue, dude. I'm so pissed. He put that video, that thumbnail out about his spring sale that he does. There was a video on the right side of his, a picture of the tank on the right side of his driveway. It was labeled 800 gallon. Dude, I'd love to have that aquarium.
It's cracked.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Somebody would buy that and take the panels to make a plywood tank or something.
Oh, I got you.
I inquired about it. And this isn't me trying to be anything drama related or anything. I don't want anything to do with that place.
No, I understand. You and I know the reasons behind that.
You know, I bought this tank from them. That's where this 240 came from. Yeah. I got a smoking deal on it. I had a good time while I was there. I got a few fish from there. You know what I mean? I made a couple of videos. And I want to keep that memory of it, and I don't want nothing else to do.
And I totally understand why you're saying that, but it just sucks because they're so close to you.
15 minutes. Literally, I can walk there in an hour. But by car, it's 15 minutes.
Yeah, and you'd have resources and stuff that make your fish room better, but I totally understand why you say that.
Yes.
Well, I get you, June, but how can I get your email? Like, most people don't want to send their personal information over YouTube, right? So how can if you don't mind, I'd love to be able to email you. How can I get your email?
What are we not holding against me? That I don't want to associate with Ohio Fish Rescue? Is that what we're talking about? I could be wrong on that.
I didn't like the dimensions of the tank over 400 gallons of depth. Let's see. Although I remember how huge my 20-gallon looked after a few years after.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, I have a 29. It was always my least favorite aquarium. It seemed like condensation was so bad in that aquarium. It always had so much algae, but I've had it set up now with more plants than ever been in it, and I never have an issue with it now. So now I like it. And I have it jammed between two 125s. I won't hold that against you, Happy. What she's saying is she agrees with you.
Thank you.
Oh, so another Ohio guy. Okay, Dean's in Ohio.
He's in Toledo. I'm in Broadview Heights, Ohio. So there you go.
Oh, well, shoot. Hold on a second. Well, that's cool. A lot of people don't like to do that. So I don't like to ask people for their personal information.
At one point in time, I did have 57 tanks up and running.
Oh, no, that you got a tank from Ohio Fish Rescue.
Would you like to know what I paid for that 240-gallon tank? I can make a lot of people upset.
Let me guess. Hey, we could do a poll on this.
Let's do a poll on it.
I don't know how to do it. I've never done a poll.
I'm the only one who knows the answer.
Yeah, like a guest poll. Well, how about nothing?
Oh, I paid more than nothing for it.
Okay.
So I got the tank with the dilapidated stand. I was going to reinforce the stand and put it back on there. No. That stand went in my fire pit. I paid $200 for that tank.
And then I know that you built your own stand on that.
I built my own stand for less than $100.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, was that 2x4s or 2x6s?
It's got 2x6s. It has 5/8 carats bolts through it. There's 16 of them.
Lord, son.
It's 2,700 pounds sitting on top of it, man.
I know, but you know what? And going forward, I am going to start using the cinder block 2x6 way.
I thought about that.
Cheaper, easier, paint the cinder blocks black, much quicker, much faster to put together a stand, right? And they're consistent, and they can definitely hold the weight. But do you like any of that? Because I built 4 of my own stands, and I do 2x4s. Of course, I don't have a 240 either. My biggest are the 125s, which is heavy enough. But what I do is, and I didn't watch anything. I just build it by common sense, right? So, you got the 4 legs, supports in the middle. And then not only do I have the 4 legs that I built that go to the ground, but then additionally I put an extra support where it goes from the bottom part and sits on top of the bottom section. So you're not only getting support from the legs, but you're also getting support from the other. I think you did the same way where you got that, but I didn't use carriage bolts. I used screws, and I wood glued everything. You wouldn't believe the difference a wood glue makes.
You wouldn't believe the difference that 300 screws make.
Yeah.
I got a box of screws in that. The 16 carriage bolts. I mean, that honestly, that stand probably weighs 100 pounds.
Yeah. But you could probably, but with the way you built that, you could probably hold 2 of them tanks on there.
I could probably put a Ford F-350 tow truck on top of it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it would hold it.
Yep. And I think that's one people when building stands, I think some people get a little carried away. I mean, you got to really understand when you take a 2x4 and you set it like this, do you know how much weight one single 2x4 can hold before it starts breaking?
1,500 pounds.
Yep. Now you're putting how many on there? It's connected together with other 2x4s, which only strengthens it. You don't have to go too nuts. It'll hold the weight. And what you got there, God, yeah, you could.
I think a 2x6 will hold 2,500 pounds. I think I could be slightly off on that.
Yeah, Dan, I did that. I think I have my email and my about info, but I'll have to double check that.
I'm gonna have to update my my YouTube and put my socials on there as well.
Yeah, definitely. I linked all my stuff. It's all on there because it helps. I just try to do everything work together. For a long time there, I got into TikTok big time, and I got about 3,000 followers over there. And now that I've been progressing better on YouTube, I'm kind of not on there as much. I can't get into Instagram. As just something about it I don't like, but I do use it as a tool to message people I don't have their personal information on, which is very helpful. So I use it more as a messenger app so I can get a hold of people. I don't really put a lot of content out on there. So I've been mainly just YouTube now.
I have a all right, so
oh, okay, Jeff, appreciate that. Go ahead, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. I have a couple of live streams coming up. I don't want to, announce who they are. One of them is going to be slightly controversial. You've
already created them. Like there's 3 on YouTube scheduled.
Yes. They're already created. The people are already going to be there. One of them is you.
We're gonna mess shit up on that one.
We're going to walk in, mess shit up, and walk out. This Sunday, I have Discus North. If you guys have ever heard of him, the dude has got some spot on discus.
Definitely understand that, buddy.
Yeah. There's only a handful of you people that on YouTube that have my phone number. Literally, I can count on one hand the amount of people that have my phone number.
Yeah.
Well, most likely we'll get into the second hand because I forgot there's 2 other people that have it. But, I really don't like this sounds really, really messed up. I'm not a people person, man. But yet I'm talking to the public, if that makes sense.
I was going to say, I never got that vibe from the first time I met you and the first time we started talking until now. I never got that vibe from you.
I'm not really a people person, man. I like individuals.
You like what?
I like a person as an individual is fine, but people in general tend to be hateful, spiteful, and, quick to judge you based on judge you like that.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of, I just kind of watching who I associate with.
Yeah. Oh, I can understand. As time goes on, it just seems to get worse and worse. But I didn't mean to interrupt. So you got me, you got Discus North.
And then I have Aquafunk on June 9th.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's probably going to be controversial. Then the one after that, I haven't even announced it. I'm not even going to say who it is. That one's going to be, it's going to be different.
I think I know who that is.
It's going to be way different.
Yeah.
You know, and I also had another plan of bringing somebody on that is a fellow auto mechanic. And I was told that that would be a bad idea. I said, how? The guy is knowledgeable about more than just that. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah. Hey, just do it. You think Joe Rogan doesn't bring up controversial people? Yeah.
My thing is, I don't want to bring on somebody that's going to, you know, upset somebody that I actually consider a friend. That's why I've had a conversation with a couple of people, you know, about bringing people up.
And that's why you put in the description what you did on them.
Correct. I'll even say it here. I will not take drama. If there's drama, I will remove you. It's nothing personal. It's just me being respectful and respecting my guest. You're a guest on my live stream. I asked you to be here. You're taking your time to come on my stream. I'm going to make sure that it is not uncomfortable or disrespectful.
Oh, not going to happen. Much as you possibly can, anyways.
Yes, I'm not. It's not like I'm going to be able to go over there and fan you and feed you, you know, strawberries and shit. But I'm going to make sure that nobody gets out of pocket. You know what I mean?
Why is it going to be strawberries, bro?
It could be grapes. I mean, I could feed you little donuts if you'd like. You know what I mean? I just don't want anybody to get some kind of idea. You know,
that's funny.
The thing that bothers me is we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
We're all keeping fish in a box to get and trying to keep them alive. Why can't we just extend the hand and help the fellow fish keeper?
Yeah, that's all it's got to be. But
why do we need to worry about he said, she said, or he has this or he has that? You're going to have jealousy in anything you do. I understand that. That's just a human nature. That's how we're built.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sit there and let somebody trash somebody. You know.
Right. Yeah, there's no call for it.
It's just not going to happen.
Right.
I wouldn't let somebody do it to June. I wouldn't let somebody do it to you. Somebody do it to Tommy, I may have to go stab them. You know.
He mailed them a snapping turtle, and as soon as they open it, pow!
Yeah. You know.
June built a tank of a stand.
You know what? My favorite stand that I've built to date is in my garage. It is not in my house. It does not have a tank on it. I'm waiting for the Petco for you know the 50% off sale that they have if you have a Petco. And yeah. I'm gonna add 2 more tanks to my collection.
Very cool. Well, you minus the one you're sending me.
Those tanks aren't here yet.
Hey Dean, you don't have to build the stand to match the slope of your floor. Just get those wooden wedges you use to like gap door frames and just level the stand when you're done, not the aquarium. So you could tap them in there. You put a level on your tank both ways, right? Length and width. And then you just take a hammer and tap them wedges and level your stand up. And you're good.
Like this.
You don't have to take the time to actually conform the stand to the slope. Yeah, just like right there. Just
like
use
right
wedges.
there.
Yep. That's all you got to do. And it's be much easier and quicker for you to put them together. Or you can do the 2x6 or 2x4 cinder block racks. Look at Boss Aquatics. That's all he does, and they look great.
My floor slopes to the drain. My basement is flooded. I had 3 feet of water in this basement. It was before we moved in. We were redoing the entire foundation. We had all the downspouts and everything off the house. We got 4 inches of rain in an hour, dude.
Wow.
I had 3 feet of water in this basement.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Does it drain quick or do you have to pump it out?
Oh, dude, it was gone within, once it stopped raining, it was gone in under a half hour.
Okay.
I mean, it drains quick.
Good. At least that's good. All right, Dan, thanks for stopping by. He has
absolutely. Thank you.
He has another channel he does. It's an outdoor channel, and he's all about going out fishing and getting on his kayak and things like that. Your number is on the emails. Okay. If I answer, that's something else. You will answer.
You want to answer me?
You're
What
supposed,
else?
she's supposed to be my YouTube wife. Well, that makes sense. Not answering me.
Yeah, your real wife's gonna smack you upside the head.
Yeah. Dan hates people too. I hate people too.
Man, I am pretty sure we have the same washing machine.
The same washing machine.
I swear that's what I hear in the background is your washing machine. Like it's done with the cycle.
I think she's all caught up. Well, I just had a washing machine take a crap. That one we got for free from my father-in-law. So it's like only 2 years old. I think it's a Whirlpool.
Oh man, speaking of things taking a crap, my TV took a crap.
Your
Upset
TV.
about that.
What kind
Yes,
of TV? Let me guess.
Yeah.
Just let me guess what kind of TV it is.
Go ahead.
Samsung. Samsung,
60
everything sucks. Their fridges suck, their TVs suck, and their phones suck.
That's why I rock an iPhone.
I hate Samsung's crap, bro. I literally everything. My in-law has nothing but problems with a Samsung fridge. It was always messing up. I hate Samsung. Sony is my favorite. It still is. I got a Sony Bravia. That thing is like 15 years old and it's still going strong.
I got a 19-inch Curtis Mathis I've had since I was 16.
And it's still going.
Tube TV, big heavy bastard, still works.
Yeah. You have to give June bonbons.
Fine. I'm not fanning you though. If you want bonbons, no fan.
Swiffle wants the donuts.
All right, we can do donuts.
Seen that a few times. Not fun. I can't remember what she's referring to. The composite shims are nice. Water doesn't swell. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that, but I just like the price for the wood ones. You get a bunch of them and they work. But you are right. They do settle. But I even think the composite ones will settle after a while with the weight. But all you got to do is tap them in a little bit. I rarely check the level of my tanks. I do it maybe once a year.
You should do.
They need adjustments.
You know what, man? I don't adjust them. You know, I used to think the same thing about iPhones. And then I got a hold of that one Samsung phone that I literally took a hammer to. I mean, literally, I laid it on my workbench in the garage, and I took a hammer and smashed it until there was nothing left.
They frustrate you. I don't know how many I've thrown. But
iPhone.
iPhone has always been my favorite, but I have a lot of experience with Android too because this is my work phone, and I get them free. This is like the S23, dude, and when it's they'll send me a no one. So I got rid of my personal phone, and now I just use my work phone, and I don't have to pay for it. I get a nice phone. I can do YouTube on here. I can text. I can call. Now I can't download all the apps I want because it has to be approved by the IT department. Some of them I've been able to get them to put on there, but others they just won't. Like I can't get YouTube Studio on this, but I can on my laptop. But iPhone is my favorite.
I have the oldest iPhone on the planet.
I don't know, man. I got the original one in the drawer.
I'm talking about that I use every day. This is my everyday phone.
Oh, okay.
It's an iPhone X from 2016.
Oh, yeah. I think my daughter has the X.
That thing, I'm going to be honest with you, the camera is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It does everything I need to do. It's available for updates until 2028.
And with these cameras on these new phones, they're amazing. Like there is no need to buy all this expensive equipment. You just don't have to do it anymore.
It's my other one. This is the one I would do a vertical live stream on. This is an iPhone 7.
Yeah, that's old. That's getting old. I have an iPhone 4, and then I actually have the first iPhone here too. Small freaking screen though. Samsung TVs are beautiful picture, but they don't last. No, they don't. They don't.
Mine made it 10 years. My Samsung TV got 10 years out of it.
That's ridiculous. 10 years? They do it on purpose, so you have to go buy more.
Well, the power supply is what went bad in the TV. I know that's what it is because the TV was working great the night before. I shut the TV off. I wake up the next morning. My wife is sitting there looking at me and said, honey, the TV stopped working. It made a loud noise. So if you watch the little red indicator light on it, it'll flash a code.
Yeah.
It flashed code 6, which is for power supply.
Okay.
Power supply for it's like $68. I'm like, for $68, all right, I'll give it a shot.
Right.
If it doesn't work, I'm taking a hammer to it.
Didn't work, so you took a hammer to it.
No, I haven't bought the power supply yet. It's sitting in my hobby room on the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I have a hobby room as well.
You guys shoot it with a shotgun.
Do you have a Ring doorbell?
Yes, unfortunately.
All right. So last night, I had a murder of crows outside that just would not shut up. I mean, they were driving me absolutely, just crazy. So I have a firework, we'll call it, that is probably the equivalent of a quarter stick of dynamite.
Okay.
I walked in the middle of my backyard. I set it on the ground. I lit it, and I've got, 25 seconds to get away from it. It's got a pretty decent fuse on it. That thing goes whoom, You see the shock. You hear the sound. You see the mushroom cloud from it, and then all of a sudden, the Ring doorbell goes nuts for the neighborhood. Did you guys hear that loud explosion?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, I think it's fireworks. It is the holiday weekend. The person was like, no, that's more than a firework. And I just wrote on there, I promise you, it's a firework.
Yeah. It wasn't me, but
it definitely wasn't me, but it was a firework.
So it's only a $2 difference between the shims. Okay, Atkins, I'll check into that. June never. Now I'm gonna mention this, and then down here I'm gonna go into what Atkins said. She never checks her level, and then Atkins said I have tanks that aren't level. Why that's important? Some people don't worry about it, but understand if your tanks are off even an eighth to a quarter of an inch, and you can see your water level if it's off just by looking at your water level, you can tell if it's unlevel. That's okay for a little bit. But when you get into the bigger tanks and for years goes by and all that weight is leaning to one side or the other, you're eventually going to bust a seam. Because all that, especially in the larger tanks, because water is heavy. You take a 125-gallon tank, what are you talking about? 1,000 pounds of water just alone? And if it's not sitting level and most of that's leaning, you're getting more weight on one side and the other. And over time, your seams are going to bust. So it's very important to level your stands. If you guys have it, you might want to think about it. That's my take. I don't know what you think. I think you agree, Jim, because you level yours.
So I'm under a different impression. As long as the tank is supported on all four corners on the stand, I believe you're not going to really have an issue.
Even if it's
it would have to be drastic. It would have to be like that.
Oh yeah.
I think you would have to have like that and that before you would have an issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a concrete slab too, but if your tanks are still on level, and I agree with what you're saying. Of course, the worse it is, the more out of level, the worse. But I think it was, I can't remember. It was years ago. I think it might have been Primetime or KG Tropicals. They did a video on that, and they both mentioned in there, even if it's out of level, say an eighth of an inch, over time you're going to have a problem. It's not a big, or maybe it was Ben Ochart. I think it was Ben Ochart did a video on it. And he mentioned that. But then, of course, because I watched that, I seen others, and it was general consensus across the board. It's not a big deal if it's a little bit. But if it's, if you start getting into a quarter inch and you can clearly see your water level is crooked, over time, you're going to have an issue with that.
At some point, probably.
Something to think about, something to take into consideration. It takes
I got to take my 240 down now.
Why?
Because it's uneven.
Just level the stand.
The stand is level. I've just busted your chops.
Okay. It takes 2 seconds to hammer a freaking wedge under there, and you're done, front and back.
Oh, right? Yeah. I think I would need a sledgehammer to put a wedge underneath of that.
So you know what I did? Because you can do it with that style stand you got there. You go get that scissor jack out of your car, and you can lift them up, yes, and enough to get your wedge in there to get it started. My biggest tank is a 75. It's kind of level. My 1920 cement basement is the worst. Do try my best though. I got you, Atkins.
I understand that.
It's level. You can tell. Okay, as long as your water is going to tell you if it's level.
My 175 over here isn't level, and I know it's not level, but it's only there temporarily.
Well, I don't know how you do all these big freaking tanks, bro, but one way or the other, you're going to send me a monster tank, and you're gonna come here, deliver it to me, help me set it up.
Set it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget we discussed that.
Yeah. Okay. You're going to be the third person in line because there's somebody else ahead of you. Two callers ahead of you, Jesse.
Got a little lean to it. That makes me nervous, Atkins. Maybe hey, everybody has certain things they're anal about. Let's do this a third. It must be freaking air burp day for my canister filters. I've seen 3 of them, and all the tanks do it.
Man, the first time my FX6 did that, it scared the crap out of me.
Oh, it still gets me sometimes. I'll be sitting here talking, and all of a sudden, because these Oscars mess with me, dude. I don't know why, but these Oscars, especially the orange and black one, just freaks out of nowhere, bangs into crap and flies across. I think what happens is maybe my poplar roots, when he's not paying attention, braze him and it freaks him out or something. Kind of like, if you feel a spider crawling on your leg.
Yes.
You got a 4-inch drain. I don't count tanks under 200 gallon. Rude.
Yeah.
She's got a 450. I think you have a 500 too, don't you, June?
I'm going to build a 2,000-gallon concrete pond in my basement.
Dean, oh, yeah, I know. I love that setup. Dean, I thought about that, man. I've actually priced glass. You know how much it cost to buy a 10-foot long, 22 high, 3/4 inch thick glass panel?
A lot.
Go freaking price it.
I was thinking about replacing a panel on a 125 because I could have got it for like $35. And I was like, yeah, I can buy a tank for what they want for that panel.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. That's where it isn't worth it, because you can get used tanks. That I keep my eye out. I'm truly trying to find my monster tank, and I look not every day, but I get on there periodically. And there's some out there. There's some people on there that 420. Okay. There's some people out there that got a couple 500-gallon acrylic tanks for sale. They want $5,000 for them.
There was a guy giving away a 500-gallon acrylic tank here, but you had to take it down and move it.
Well,
and you would have to take the majority of his house apart to get it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, that ain't happening.
See, that's the thing. I got to make sure I can fit the tank through my doorway. It's a standard doorway. And I've actually seen some posted for sale where they stated that it's custom built so you can get it through a doorway. 500-gallon tank, it's custom built so you can get it in and out of the doorway. So it's either going to be not as tall or wide. Today is my anniversary, 40 years of marriage. Very cool, Swiftwell. Congratulations on that. That is rare. That is something very rare you see today. So congratulations on that. 3/4 inches enough, June? Okay. Dean says, happy anniversary. Yes, happy anniversary. I don't know how long I can get you for, Jim. You look like you're getting a little antsy, pal.
My wife just walked downstairs. She was looking at me. Can't see you, baby. You're off camera.
Good.
Okay.
Good, and I can help.
What'd she say?
She said, I told her she was off camera. She said, good, because I ain't got no pants on. That's hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna do a couple things today. I don't know what, but we're gonna get into something, man. I got 3 days off. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I love my extended weekends. I always extend my holidays, so I'll take Friday or a Monday off, so it's even longer. That means June. That means you're right up there too. Well, we are at the 2-hour mark here, so we can go ahead and get off. It was fun talking with you. Appreciate you coming up. I know you don't like to get up too early.
Yeah, I typically like to sleep at least till 9 or 10 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm not going to lie. And then I get up a little earlier on Sunday because that's tank maintenance day.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow for you.
Yeah. And then I go live tomorrow night. Do what?
You ever think about live streaming it one time?
It's going to be a lot of live stream.
That's all right. I've got people do it a lot, man. 4 or 10 hours. You can do it. Do it on a vertical one. Get you a lot of watch hours, and people love watching tank maintenance. It's surprisingly they like to see it.
I might have to do it. That tank looks like absolute shit.
Yeah, if you do it, man, let me know because I'll bring it up and put it on my TV and I'll let it play the entire time.
Oh,
Okay.
we appreciate
I
that.
appreciate that. I may do that tomorrow.
Do it on a vertical. I figure if most people don't like vertical, I'll just do what I've been doing with my daily live streams on the
I
vertical.
said the same thing.
And yeah, no leaving. I gotta go, and Jim's got to go, and we're gonna head out. June, thank you so much for the membership. That's my first membership. I'm super excited about that. Channel's looking up. Things are doing great, and we'll see what the future holds.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to your live streams coming up too.
Absolutely, sir. I look forward to having you on there next weekend.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You know, I've only been asked to come up on a channel, I think, by one person, and that was the Hagens. Hagens is the first one that ever asked me to come up. That's the only time I've ever done that.
My first live stream guest was Tommy from Silver Creek.
Okay.
That's when I started the series of doing interviews. Tommy was the first one, and then I did Garcia that night. As bad as that just sounded, that sounded terrible. But Garcia was my guest that night.
Get your
And then
mind
the
out
following weekend was Shamu, and then the following weekend was Slim Tim.
Yeah.
So, and that one, honestly, dude, Shamu and Slim Tim has done better than any of the other ones, and I don't know why.
Yeah. It happens. The algorithm, it's impossible to pinpoint because it depends on the day, who's on. Maybe a bunch of people are busy this day. Maybe they're not. There's so many variables in how many people you have and how well it performs. It's impossible to pinpoint. It's all by luck. And in addition to the people that follow you too. So, but mostly your content's going out to the world. So it's about impossible to get the same person every time because life happens. They're busy. Some people are on more than others. There's so many variables. That's why it's never ever going to be consistent. And it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's the best way I can describe it.
That is correct, Forrest Gump.
Yep, you got it. All right,
Mama
Jim.
said life is like a box of chocolates.
Yep, same with fish. You never know what you're going to get. You know, they can be aggressive. They say it's not a good tank mate, but then maybe that fish is good and has a good personality. I've got situations like that here. You can't, like someone told the Hagens, you can't keep a blood parrot with angelfish. Really? Because I keep 2 of them with 7 angelfish, and they're doing fine.
You can't keep goldfish with tetras. Guess what? I got an Orlando over there with a whole bunch of tetras.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
She
especially
is doing great.
I've got that before. I got a little flack from that. Hey, you got angelfish with goldfish? Yes, that's a cold water fish. Yes, but my house keeps my tank at 78 degrees. Unless I buy a chiller, I can't make it any colder.
Correct. No, Shamu did not get me put in timeout, but me and Shamu are going to have a conversation later.
Why does he? Is it because he's vaping or swearing or what?
Breaking the rules.
What's he doing?
It's a private discussion.
All right. I call him too.
Yeah, it's actually me and him are going to have a discussion about him always rubbing that he has In-N-Out Burger in my face.
In-N-Out what?
In-N-Out Burger.
What's that?
Oh, dude. In-N-Out Burger is fantastic. We don't have it on this side of the United States.
Oh, it's a food joint.
Yes. In-N-Out Burger is absolutely I had it in Vegas. We ate it every day I was there. I was there for 13 days. Shamu's my buddy. Me and him talk all the time.
Yeah, I like Shamu. He's cool. I call him 240 because he has one single 240. And when I was in Everyday Fish Keeping's live chatting with him, he makes me laugh because he'll be like, well, I got to do with this water change on my big ass tank. Yeah.
Yeah. And June says In-N-Out Burger is horrible. I had a different experience with it. But I also didn't go to one in California. I was at the one in Vegas where I'm pretty sure it's on the strip. So they I agree with you on Chick-fil-A.
Bojangles.
You're definitely not going to get me to argue with you on Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A.
Yep, it's fantastic. You know, I don't like spicy stuff just because I can't eat it anymore, but I love Bojangles Cajun chicken sandwich.
Oh.
Thanks for the link.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Dean.
All right, I'm going to jump off. Jim, always is good. And I look forward to being on here live.
I'm looking forward to you being there, sir.
Yep. So I'm going to jump off. We can take care of things and get started on our weekend.
Absolutely.
Let me know if you decide to do live stream your maintenance.
You know what? I'll shoot you a text.
Okay. You going to do that in a bikini or no?
I was thinking about a banana hammock.
Perfect. Okay.
It's yellow. It's yellow with purple polka dots on it.
Oh, that's even better. You're adding a little spacing it up a little bit, spacey content.
Yes, and I'm going to do it in stilettos.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
It's a guy thing, man. I swear it is.
Oh, I love high heels.
Me too.
On a woman, I got a high heel fetish.
They activate the hips and push the ass out a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's. Quick note on that. I discovered this. The high heel was actually originally meant for royalty back in the 15, 16, 17, 18.
Long time ago. Yeah.
I don't know how they got transitioned to the woman thing, but I guess it was men wore them like your emperors and stuff. It was for them.
Correct.
June says me too.
She likes high heels and nice ass.
Oh yeah. Wow. All right, I'm out.
All right, sir. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you out in the YouTube field. I'll see you all.
I'll be there.
All you out in the YouTube field. Appreciate everybody's support. You're all wonderful. I love you hanging out with me and chatting with me and Jim. It's been great. I remember the Coneheads.
Yes.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, man. Have a great day.
Be safe.
You as well.
Thanks again to you guys. I appreciate our support. June, I can't thank you enough for being my first member. I always remember that. Keep in mind, if anybody else is interested, the memberships are available. It's not something I'm going to push. I'm just going to mention it here and there because how do you grow if you don't help yourself grow? So they're there. If not, no hard feelings. I like you guys as I always have been. So likes, comments are just as good, and watching my stuff. So until next stream, we'll see you out there.